It is 4:54 a.m. The reason I'm wearing this, I just came in. It was very cold outside. I was sitting outside, reading, working on a special video, and well, before I left, I was feeling really terrible about myself, and I came back. After doing that, all my hair's messed up. I feel a little better, but I am going to be resetting my biological sleep clock, which would probably alleviate some of my problems right now. I did wake up at about 11 p.m. at night, so I'm going to carry on through my whole day, accomplish as much as I can with very little energy and very little well, if you ever had to, or if you've ever missed sleeping or underslept, you would know how this feels like. So that's how it feels like. It in a way handicaps you. Meow 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 meow. Probably today. I mean, I already have about 13 videos to upload, but 12 are Heroes of Newerth, and one of them is Skyrim. And once I finish all of these Heroes of Newerth videos, I will resume on Skyrim. It's just that I don't have any hard drive space to play, and I want to delete everything that I recorded. But it's really fun what I was working on, though, and you'll see it. Hopefully, I'll finish it as soon as I can. Hey, Charlie. Okay. But it's so cold outside. It's about 32 degrees. Hey, Charles. I was thinking about video games. I have this thread going on the Heroes of Newerth community forums, where I guess I can post it in the description for anybody interested. But it's an off-topic discussion, and I'm pretty much communicating with this guy who's apparently is a very strong Heroes of Newerth player. I'm not strong, I got a really good player, I guess. And we're just having these back and forth conversations, but everything I say, he would break apart in a counter argument, and then it would challenge me. And I guess it's fun for him too. I mean, it's a pretty deep. It's a very involving conversation. It's very draining, actually. There was a moment where I was thinking, like, maybe I should just stop this, but then I wanted to keep on going because I feel like this person has this very, very negative outlook on society, and I just felt like I should continue doing this to maybe at least, well, at least provide an alternative, because it just seems like, well, there's a collection of people, I guess, who would see society and use words like, everybody's a sheep and part of the masses. And I used to, I used to think about that. Not in that sense, but to try to understand people, because I mean, it just. Where are you gonna go, Charlie? I need to move so you can get into a better comfortable position, Charlie, but just... Okay. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so there's a group of, I guess a group of people. It's tough to say what it is exactly, but I'll just have this negative outlook on people. Like, for instance, for instance, looking at, and I don't know if it's just isolated to young people, or maybe there's something that even older people could know, but it doesn't work if you're older. I mean, the case of, uh, okay, you're just a sheep if you work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. Your life is meaningless. Somebody says something like that. No, you can't. I mean, life is very expensive. Well, for some people, no, life. I think life is kind of expensive. I think, considering, I think if you're able to watch this on YouTube, I think your life is very expensive. I mean, if you compare it to, I don't know, some tribal village in Africa, that you have organizations that are bringing them water and condoms and teaching them about AIDS and teaching them how to read and write. There's people like that who will live like that. There's not everybody, but there's still groups of people who live that way. They have no clean water, and all of that's how it is. I was watching this once, a documentary about this was in, I think this was in India. There's a group of like homeless people who live by the train tracks, and there was a man who lost his arm because one day he was sleeping and a train came and he got stuck in a train, so he lost his arm. And people like that, they're not sitting on YouTube watching anything really. If you're watching this, I think you're quite blessed. So about that argument, you work 40 hours. I mean, just, I don't know. I used to think about that, and but I never really committed to that thought that it was bad. I was always unsure of it, because just looking, I guess, at older people while I was growing up, it just seemed so meaningless. But it's not, because life is kind of expensive. It's just you have to pay for things, and to do things you have to pay, to see things you have to pay. I mean, yeah, you can. How do I say this? Yes, you can free roll your way and see a lot by not paying. There's a lot of museums that don't charge any money. No, you don't have to pay money to walk anywhere. To take a bus somewhere, you can just pay $1. But it's a little different when you have a car. For instance, a car costs a lot of money. To be able to, I have a car, I can travel anywhere I want to, as long as the car can drive. And even in the roads, I have to pay. I have to pay for gasoline. I have to pay yeah. Well, so far from the East Coast, it seems like I have to pay a lot of money on tolls to be on certain roads. And the reason I pay money to be on those certain roads is because I can travel faster to where I need to go, and the road is just there's just no problems with the road. It's a guarantee, because that's the reason you have to pay, because the money goes back into maintaining that road. It's illuminated, so there's always lights. It's if there's a weather issue, like snowing, for instance, if it snows heavily, trucks will come by and they clean it up right away. So in a way, paying for it ensures my safety and just my ability to travel on it without any problems. So it's tough. I mean, it's a really, so I'll leave it at that. But then another argument, this is just some of the things I found interesting talking to him, or her. I don't really know who it is. He's clever enough to point out, yes, money does not guarantee, money does not give you happiness. That's true, it doesn't, but it gives you the option. it gives you that opportunity to find happiness. For instance, I made this. It's a it's a clever thing. Like suppose I want to go to okay, I want to go to Russia in the spring and do some things. I can't just go there. I need money to go there. I cannot just like, oh, I'm going to Russia. No, it costs money. I have to pay for the plane ticket, which is probably the most expensive thing to do. But other than that, I've learned to make best use of what I have when I have it. So, I mean, it's tough to say, but for instance, another case, this is an argument I used. Money cannot buy you decent friends or a loved one, a soulmate, but it can buy you the opportunity for you to go one day to a restaurant, to go sit there, to order a meal, and then by chance, by luck, bump into somebody who can, at one point, turn into a friend or a spouse. Because not just because, but that's just the way that things are right now. They aren't like, I guess they were always like that. You just need, money is just a tool that you use to, I don't know, something like that. But then at the same time, people with, I guess it's like anything, really. Some people play video games for fun, for maybe, once in a while. Some people can sit there and play the video game for 14 hours a day and escape reality. And I guess the same thing can happen with money. Because at the same time you need it, or you need the ability to earn it somehow. But going full out chasing money will corrupt you and just turn you into a very greedy person, where every decision you make will only be made to increase your money. So if there's a decision that might make you lose money, you wouldn't take it, or you wouldn't do it, or something, I don't know, something like that, because you would just be hoarding. You would just be, you might be very cheap person, where you would not even tip anybody or something like that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about that yet. So I'm just making a prediction that could happen. Or I'm sure it does happen to certain people. I just don't know a person like that would, well, I began with the idea that they want a lot of money and they kept chasing it, and now they're just a completely greedy, cheap person. Personally, I've never encountered anyone like that, so, but I'm sure they exist. Just like people exist that play video games 14 hours a day. And at the same time, you have people who play video games once in a while, just for that mindless relaxation. So that's that. Well, other things, well, they're not that important. And then, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go do some things. It's 5:08 a.m. There'll be lots of uploads very soon. Okay, 5:09 a.m., February 10th, 2012.